Submitting to the Mistresses, Lesbian BDSM Erotica. Written by Jenika Lovey. Narrated by Jessica Howard. Kathy's eyes were closed as she enjoyed the touches stroking on her hair. Droplets of sweat rolled across her skin as the heat of the sex she just enjoyed still rushed through her body, and when she opened her eyes, she looked up. She had played the role of submissive to the woman standing over her for almost 3 months now, and the sex between them just kept getting better. She loved being controlled and used, and her girlfriend reveled in dominating her. "So, did my cute girl have fun tonight?" Heather teased as she continued to stroke touches on Kathy's hair. Her submissive lover nodded in response and leaned forward to press her head against a smooth thigh. They were both still naked, and Kathy gasped as the touch moved from her hair to her arm and pulled her to her feet. She was taken over to the bed, and when they lay down, she was cradled in a loving embrace. "We should find some new fantasies to play out," Heather said. "It will make our lovemaking even better." "I like what we do," Kathy said, as she enjoyed the touches caressing on her skin. "You make me feel so good, and this is nice." "But there must be something you've dreamed about doing, but haven't experimented yet?" Heather went on. "Well," mused Kathy, there were plenty of things she fantasized about, but the top of the list was being used by more than one woman. It wasn't something she thought she should tell her girlfriend, though, and she didn't go on. Heather grabbed her by the chin to tilt her head up. "Come on," she encouraged. "You can tell me anything." Kathy shook her head. "Don't want to," she said. "You might decide to punish me for being a bad girl and having dirty dreams." "It's okay," Heather urged in a soothing tone. "You can tell me." Kathy remained silent for a bit longer, but the encouragement to reveal her fantasies went on, until she finally decided to do it. "Well," she began again, "the thing I fantasize about most is, Her nerves took hold as she came close to telling one of her intimate secrets, and she finally blurted it out. "I fantasize about having more than just one mistress use me for sex." Heather let out a soft laugh. "So you're a kinky little sub, then," she teased. "Do you mind?" Kathy asked. "No," Heather replied, and let out another laugh. "Have you ever done it?" Kathy shook her head. "Just fantasies," she confessed, and moved her head to rest it on her girlfriend's naked breasts. Her hair was stroked again, and it sent shivers trickling down her spine. She expected Heather to say more, but when she looked, she saw that her eyes were closed. The gentle rise and fall of her breasts was nice, and it relaxed her to the point where she dozed off. When she woke up, she remembered the conversation they'd been having before she fell asleep. But when no more was said about it, she put it to the back of her mind. She guessed that being dominated by more than one woman would remain a fantasy, and she finally got up to get dressed. Kathy kissed Heather, who was still lying naked on the bed, then said goodbye as she grabbed her bag to leave. The conversation about fantasies came back to her on the journey home, but when she arrived, she again put it to the back of her mind. The next morning, she'd all but forgotten about it as she moved back into her normal daily routine. When the call came at the weekend, she was glad to hear her girlfriend's voice. "So what are your plans for tonight?" Heather asked. "I don't have anything arranged yet," Kathy replied. "What did you have in mind?" "Do you want to go to a party?" Heather offered. "Well, what's the occasion?" she queried. "Nothing special, to be honest," Heather replied. "One of my friends is just planning to have a blowout at her home and phoned to ask if I wanted to go. Do you want to come with me?" "Sure," Kathy agreed. "What are the arrangements?" "Meet me in the O'Connor bar this evening at around 7, Heather answered. "We can have a few drinks and then go to the party later on." "Okay, I'll see you then." Kathy hung up the call after saying goodbye. She looked at her watch to see that it was 2 in the afternoon, which meant that there was plenty of time to relax before she needed to get ready. A few drinks and a party sounded like fun, and she began to look forward to it. She suspected it would lead on to something more at Heather's home afterward, and a grin flashed onto her face. Come Saturday night, sex was definitely going to be fun, and she found herself looking forward to being dominated and used by her girlfriend. When it was just after 5, she began to get ready. The water was hot in the shower, and she wanted to look her best for Heather, so decided to shave herself. The smooth look of her skin when she finished made her smile,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?